Hello and welcome to the Kaylee Rag Doll crochet along. I'm going to give you some information about the dolls and show you the ones that I've done so far so that you know what you're going to be coming into. We're going to be starting today, that's Friday the 11th of November, and we will finish on the 16th, I think it is, of December. If it's not the 16th, I'll put it in a little box or something here. So welcome, and we're going to be making a rag doll for Christmas, maybe for a Christmas present, I don't know. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story behind Kaylee. I actually started her in 2014. 2014, long time ago. Anyway, so here she is. This is the original 2014 doll. Her fringe does stick up a little bit, so I'm going to do a long straight head doll without the fringe. And she's got all this lovely red hair because I always wanted red hair when I was little, so I thought I'd give her some red hair there. Now, if I start at the top, actually, she's got a wig. She hasn't got a wig cap. She's actually one of the rows. We've changed the colour here before we started putting the hair in, and you won't get to the head until week 1, 2, 3. But I've got a better way of doing it now. So 2014 is a long time ago. I've changed how I do things. So this is her lovely red hair, long red hair. We start week 1 with the arms, and so we have our skin colour, we have a little thumb here, and you can decide whether to put a frill on her t-shirt or not. And so that's the arm there that we're going to be doing. And then the second week we're going to be doing the leg. Now this leg has a boot and a sock with a frill, and then we come up the leg and we've got a little frill here which is made in the same way, and then we've got a bloomer at the top. Then we join our legs together with a gusset in the middle, and then we can do the rest of the bloomers and the body in the t-shirt colour. We change colour, and then we crochet the arms in as we go, and then when we get up here we're going to just change colour again to the skin colour, and then we'll do the whole of the head in the skin colour. Attaching the hair does take a long time. I think this one originally took me about 4 hours, but that's because there is just a lot of hair. If you can see, there's really a lot of hair, but that gives something. It's really nice if the person that you want to give it to likes plaiting hair or making hair into bunches. It really works really well for that. So that was doll number 1. And then after doll number 1, I made doll number 2. And doll number 2, Kaylee number 2, has this lovely mop of curly hair. I'm just really pleased with how that turned out. But if we look at the bottom of her feet, we'll look at her arms first. So her arms are the same as the doll number 1. And we have our skin colour going up here, a frill on her t-shirt, then a t-shirt colour. On her legs we have socks instead of boots. And then we have our skin colour, we have bloomers. We have the bloomers changing to the t-shirt colour, and then up at the top here, her head is all in one colour with these eyes are different to doll number 1. So doll number 1 has quite small eyes. Doll number 1 has small eyes that are close together with a small mouth, and doll number 2 has larger eyes with a nicer mouth, I think, actually. But I say, my style changed from 2014 to now. So the curly hair is done as a wig cap as well, and you make the curls as you make the wig cap. These are all the same length curls, and then you can see how the cap is sewn on around the head there. So that's doll number 2. And then doll number 3 is different. She hasn't got her hair yet. She will have hair. She hasn't got it yet. She's going to have straight hair, but all one length, so I'm not going to do a fringe here. And so you can see on this one, you can see where I've done the wig cap, and so you can see that she's got her wig cap. So if you wanted to do very short hair, then you could, if you wanted to make it a boy, you could, I think. It's a bit of a girl shape, I think, with the triangle this way, but there's no reason why it couldn't be a boy. And we have legs that are straight on this one. So the legs here are straight, going all the way up with no frills, and then it looks like kind of a pair of tights that she's got on. And then on the arm here, we've just got our skin colour, and then we've got our t-shirt, and the t-shirt is just plain with no frills. Okay, so she's got the nice wide eyes, the same, and a similar mouth to doll number 2. So that's doll number 3. And doll number 4, I've not finished yet. Okay, but I will be crocheting along as we go. And so doll number 4, headless. Doll number 4 is all done in one colour. So her skin is all one colour. Here you can see how the yarn marker travels up on the yarn here, which I will go into more detail in the technique videos. So we've got just a plain arm with no t-shirt and no frills, and the leg is the same. It's a plain leg with nothing added to it. A little bit lumpy there, but that works out after a little while. I've only just stuffed this one. For this one, I have put pants on her, and so we start in the white with the gusset, and then after we've done the gusset and join the legs, we join the legs with white and carry on the body with white. And then this is back to the skin colour, and you can see that we're up to the head here, and she's got her nose, but she hasn't got her eyes or mouth yet. And she's not quite stuffed at the top here, so that's quite important, to stuff the neck quite stiffly. That's doll number 4. Now, clothes, we have a dress, which is going to be in, I think, week 5. Week 5 is the dress, and so it's got a little bodice, and you can see the bodice is quite triangular. We've got little straps that come over from the back and then are sewn at the front like this, and it's got a little button at the back. We just stick the button on, and then you can just make sure you can just do it up. Can't do it backwards. You can just do it up through one of the treble stitches, so we don't need to make a buttonhole. So that's a little dress. You'll have seen doll number 2 wearing this dress, made with a fat quarter. I will go into much more detail about all of these pieces. We also have a hat. Now this hat will fit the straight haired doll, but the curly haired doll is going to need a bigger one. So you can see that it's just done in treble stitches, and it's got a nice little rib around the outside there. We have a scarf, which is quite long. It's almost long enough for me, look. Cool, almost, not quite. So we have a nice long scarf. Obviously, if you wanted to, you can make it shorter. I've happened to make these in rainbow colours in double knit, so we've got a nice fringe on the long fringe on the bottom there as well. And then lastly, at the moment, we've got some shoes. I'm really pleased with how these turned out. So these are slightly different to how the foot is made, because obviously the foot is then stuffed. So I needed to make this so that it would go over the top of that. I haven't sewn the ends in yet, sorry. And so that's the shoe. And if I put the shoe on one of the other dolls, let's just put it on doll number 2. I'm just going to put on the shoe and tie it so it fits on quite nicely like that. Tie it in a knot and a little bow. There we go. So we've got, I put that on the wrong way. I think I might, no, I've just twisted her foot. There we go. So you can see that it just ties at the front there with a little bow, and it fits quite snugly onto the foot, a bit like a ballet shoe. There. So this doll with just the socks will need to have the shoes. You can also, there's a couple of other variations that I'd thought about afterwards. So where we've got little black boots here, what we could do, instead of going all the way up here for the black boots, you could stop around about here and actually just have black shoes on. So because the stitches, can't see it on that one because it's black, so I'll show you on this one. The stitches go round horizontally, so you can see you could just do a shoe at about this level. You could change colour just about here, and then that would make a nice shoe because it would come round quite nicely on the top there and look quite shoe-like. Okay, so you could make a shoe rather than a boot. And the other thing that I did think about, only when I was doing the tutorial for the frill, is that you could change colour right up here, so right up at the wrist, so that you could have actually a long-sleeved t-shirt. You could also do that obviously without the frill if you don't want the frill, if you're not a frilly person, and I completely understand if you're not a frilly person. I kind of like it on the dolls, but I quite like it straight. So doll number 3, where she's quite straight, I actually quite like her as well, because I like her tights. So who doesn't like a rainbow tight? There we go. So hopefully that's given you a few ideas about what choices you're going to make, and I look forward to seeing you week on week as we go through, and watch this space, because there's a playlist, and the first set of videos will be on my channel at 12 o'clock on Friday. That's today. Anyway, I hope you really enjoy the crochet along. I've really enjoyed making all the dolls. I'm still making the dolls, so please do join in, and I look forward to seeing all your versions, to seeing how your dolls all turn out. And so goodbye from Kaylee, and we'll see you soon.